Hey guys, KFARR back again once again. So today we're going to cover Broken System, Broken Trust, who I thought, may have been unalived under a ditch somewhere in Illinois. Turns out he's still kicking. In the words of himself, he's live, live, live. He did a live stream today. What was it, 4/13/2024? He said it could last all night. It lasted 31 minutes. I'm going to point out some of the dumber things he said. Some of these comments are just the dumbest shit I've ever heard another human being say. I'm watching it in real time in the background, so there's only 2 clips so far. I'm going to assume there's more because it is 31 minutes long. Enjoy the video.
Public servants are war criminals. Hey, book the blue. You know what I'm saying? That's the new slogan is now going to be book the blue. Hold on, let's put this in here. Just book the blue, right? It's getting to the point where shit, they're just doing shit on camera and they don't care that, they're violating civil rights, any of that bullshit.
Any of that bullshit. You talk about the Constitution when many of the people in your community haven't ever read the Constitution, and none of you guys can actually comprehend it. Yes, I think we've all seen a few officers who are absolute scumbags. But in the grand scheme of cops that actually do fuck shit, they're few and far between. Now, if you flip it and look at his community, many are career criminals who are violent criminals. But yet he's not worried about those people who are actually hurting people. He's more worried about the police officers who are writing tickets for speeding. Doesn't make any sense to me.
I think that clip, had Troll Mafia in there, right? Somebody, if you wouldn't mind going over to Kate's channel and tell her that we're live over here. We are live, live, live.
So now he's trying to send out his merry bunch of losers to try to just wrangle up anyone to put eyes on his channel. I believe Kate is smaller than him still. I want to say she's around 30,000 subscribers. Josh is around 80,000. An hour after the stream when I'm doing this video, it'll be somewhere on screen. He has a whopping 20 views. So I don't think it worked.
It's kind of the Vampire Strikes Back, right? I might have to go get my hand chopped off, but I got a question. Like if I was Gavin Siam and I fled to Mexico, would that court still have jurisdiction? And then if the court didn't have jurisdiction, then the question becomes, did they ever really have jurisdiction in the first place? Because I don't think the United States has jurisdiction over Gavin Siam.
So if this is the Gavin guy that Josh is referring to, he was literally arrested last month in Mexico. So it turns out the sovereign citizen fuck game doesn't fly in Mexico either.
And I wanted to talk about a couple things, right? Because if you didn't know, I am involved in a current ongoing case where apparently there's a bench warrant out for my arrest. I don't know what a public servant is thinking, having the belief that they can do harm to me based on their belief.
He talks about not knowing that he has a warrant. Well, Josh, watch the video. City of Taylor versus Lanto. Interference with police, interference with police, interference with police. It was the 3 charges. And we'll go to events, and right there, bench warrant issued. So, the funny part about this entire situation is that he decided to run the same week. I think Chili went to jail on a Tuesday. Josh's court case was on a Friday. And to my knowledge, he was in a completely different state on that Friday because he saw what was happening with Chili and probably said, I don't want to go to jail. I won't make it. See ya. And I believe he was hanging out with Press Harder in Illinois. So, damn well you had a warrant.
Yeah, grateful to be back. Grateful it's my little buddy's 6th birthday today. So happy birthday, little buddy. You probably won't be able to watch your dad's show for a while because we talk about adult stuff on here. And we do curse and we do crazy things on this show, like show violence. But it's never on behalf of the cameraman. The violence is always on behalf of somebody else. The violence is always on behalf of a crazy guy in a costume who has the belief that they can do that to you.
Now this, again, you hear this all the time from their community. Oh, he just had a camera. He just had a camera. No one has ever been arrested for having a camera. It's the shit that they were doing while holding the camera. Again, this is just him trying to give them a pass. Many of them are extremely violent criminals, felons, have done time in prison, career criminals. And instead of saying, oh, it's because they weren't being, they weren't holding themselves accountable for their actions. They weren't, taking it like an adult. They decided to resist. or they decided to do what Josh did and run like a scared little girl. No offense to little girls. Yeah, and then you end up having to get arrested at a later date. If you remember his arrest from White Lake, Dummy Kruger showed it. You can go over there and watch it. He decided he was going to run from White Lake and then got arrested, went to the old pokey for a hot second. And then, for lack of a better term, he basically pled, I will do anything you want as long as I can go today. So they got him on that. He's just trying to give him and his community a pass by making up nonsense.
He's gone. So back to my original question. If Gavin Siam is now free from U.S. jurisdiction, did the U.S. ever really have jurisdiction over Gavin Siam since he fled to Mexico? I don't know. Serious question there.
If he broke the law in America and fled to a completely different country, yes, they had jurisdiction over him, but instead of taking responsibility for his actions, instead of holding himself accountable, he decided to run like a bitch. All right, so that's all I had. That's all I could get out of a 31-minute and 44-second live stream. So he went on to, open up a court of public opinion about his case. If you recall, it started with one charge. They dismissed the one charge, but then kind of snuck in at the end of the live stream. Yeah, but we're going to bring up some more. So like 1 or 2 days later, it went from 1 to 3. So now he's facing 3. He said if you guys, the people watching his channel, if they could, put not guilty, guilty. If they was guilty, he would go take care of it. So if you guys want to go, I'm not telling you to go spam. I'm not requesting. I'm not forcing. We all know he's guilty. If you guys want to go say guilty, I doubt he's going to take care of it because he doesn't have a spine whatsoever. But yeah, that would be funny if he actually took care of it. Anywho, that's the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.